Hey everyone, it's Rachel from Merrick Makings in Australia. Today I wanted to show you probably my favourite go-to fun fold, which is a double Z fold card. So all the measurements for this card are at the back of this video, so you can fast forward right to the end, or you can actually pause it as you go through. I love this idea because for this particular fun fold especially, I am able to score on my cardstock and then trim it so I get the two panels. I get my main base panel and then my smaller panel that's going to create the double Z. So it's called a double Z because there are two sections and both fold, and when looking on the side they've got that Z formation to them. It is very simple, and the embellishing on a double Z fold can be as elaborate as you like. And the great thing about this is it does show off all of your designer series paper. So for this particular one, I am using the Mediterranean Blooms designer series paper, and I did go with this Night of Navy. So like I said, you're going to cut your DSP pieces. Basically each one is 1/2 centimetre, because everything I do here in Australia is in centimetres. It's 1/2 centimetre smaller than each of the panels, so you're going to get that white border around the outside. And like I said, don't panic too much. Watch the video so you get an idea of how to put this together, and then go back for the measurements later on, because you can literally throw this together in no time once everything is cut out yourself. So I think this particular card might have taken me 15 minutes, maybe a little bit longer, to create from scratch, from the very beginning right through to the end. I did hand cut one of the lemon bunches that is in the DSP as well, and you'll see me using that a little bit later on to embellish. So what I love about this is, like I said, it comes together really quickly. It shows off the DSP beautifully. You don't have to do lots and lots of layers, but the finished product actually looks really well layered, and that's mainly because of that Z fold element. So I do love the Night of Navy, but I have also chosen for my band across the bottom this beautiful floral element, which is all of your little flowers for a lemon tree. I do have a lemon tree in my backyard. I actually have two. One of them is this sort of style of lemon. We call it a Lisbon lemon, or it's quite a common lemon that you get here in Australia. Love the fact that they brought this DSP out this year. It does remind me of Greece and all those kinds of places, and that really gives you that holiday feel, I guess you could say. So to put the bottom band on, it's actually the opposite way, and that's hard for me to explain, but it does fold the opposite way and place it down. You pretty much can hold it, and you will be able to maneuver it. It sits beautifully. You don't need a lot of adhering for it, so don't add too much glue. You just want a little bit. Just watch in the video where I'm putting it. So for this one, you can embellish it however you like. I like to add quite a large panel piece to the front, and that sits in the center of the card. Again, these measurements are at the end of the video as well as throughout the video, so pause it or wait till the end and then do all your cutting. So there is an inside panel. Now for this, it will depend on where you have placed that bottom piece and also your panel as to how big the inside piece for you to write all your well wishes on is going to be. So you are going to trim that back shortly. Now for the fun part, it is assembly time. So like I said, if you've got a few things already to go, this will come together really quickly. Again, that little tip of using all the edges of your dimensional dots, and you can see I have got a strip there of the mini glue dots, and I'd already tied off some ribbons with the gold thread, and that makes it easy for me to add to one or two of my cards. It just sits on my desk. So I'm adding the sentiment from the stamp set, to this one. It says you're the best kind of person. So it can be a thank you card, it could be a birthday card. That's what I love about these kinds of sets. They're quite generic in what they do. And the die set does have these gorgeous leafy elements, and I do like to layer these in. And you'll see I just add a small amount of glue to either the front or the back, stick it underneath, and then squeeze whatever's in front of it down, and it will adhere very easily. So that's my little front panel. Just be careful where you put your glue so that you're not putting it on both layers. You just want it on that front flap, and it will sit there and it will hide what's going to be underneath. Another little tip is to use your Stampin' Blends to customize the color of your rhinestones. For this one, I did use an older, darker green. It doesn't have to match exactly, but use the brush end and be gentle because it will fray your brush ends. So here is my inside piece. I'm going to stamp a small sentiment in one corner, and then I'm actually going to grab the Daffodil Delight ink. And I'm going to ink up this larger stamp, and I'm just going to add that to the top section of my inside panel. And I am using a piece of acetate here to protect my desktop here. So now I did make a mistake. I shouldn't have added the glue first. Don't make the mistake that I did, but yeah, measure it, make sure that it's going to hide behind that front piece, and then trim it back. And then you can add it in the middle there, and that will be hidden. So plenty of room to write, but it will be hidden behind that front panel. And there you have it. Isn't that gorgeous? Thanks so much for joining me and watching. I hope you give this a go. This is a whole series, so join me again soon. Bye-bye.